Did life flash before your eyes?
Yes, it did briefly. It was just like hundreds of images.
Does he have any regret?
He wished he would have never went out there that day. He's come to his mother in a dream and told her he was sorry.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching. By law, I have to tell you that this is for entertainment purposes only. All videos are property of Psychic Liz Cross, LLC. Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Mr. Reality and Psychic Medium Liz Cross. This is a popular request on your YouTube channel, the death of Nolan Wells, who passed away over the 4th of July weekend, and they still have toxicology reports pending, Liz. So I wondered if I could ask you to probe and channel Nolan.
I have him standing here. What would you like to know?
So, crossing over, they say that you have your life pass before your eyes. Did that really happen? Was there like a moment when you died, or does that life review happen when you're on the other side of the tunnel?
Did you have a life review before? No. He's had his life review already. He's still kind of in shock and trying to adjust from leaving the earth plane so quickly and so tragically.
It was a week and a half ago, I think. So now, but I'm wondering, did life flash before your eyes, or did it happen after you crossed over?
Did life flash before you? Yes, it did briefly for a few seconds. It did flash before his eyes.
And did you see like all the things, all the decisions that you made, all of the relationships? Like, what, explain us that moment of in your body reflection.
It was a sequence of images that were moving so fast through the conscious mind that there wasn't time to analyze them and put feelings with them. It was just like lots and lots, hundreds of images all at once.
And then when you crossed over to the other side, who was there to greet you?
Also to the other side. He says an uncle, like an uncle figure, was on the other side to greet him.
And have they stayed with you to help ease that transition for you?
They did for a little while, yes, but he's saying that he's on his own, he's adjusting. There are a couple of people, friends that he knows up there, not necessarily from this lifetime that he just had, he's telling me, but from previous lifetimes. He's okay.
So when he says friends, we used analogous words in our earth plane, but I want him to tell us about how that friendship is on the spirit plane versus how it is on the earth plane, since he mentioned those friends.
These are old soul friends that he recognizes from previous lifetimes. He does know them very well. He considers them to be friends.
And
He
what did you,
doesn't consider, sorry, he doesn't do the three friends on the boat, were they? He doesn't consider them friends. The three friends that were with him on the day, he says, and I'm sorry if they're listening, I can only channel and tell you what this guy, Nolan, is telling me, right? He says they weren't true friends.
how many true friends did he have in this incarnation?
How many true friends did you have in this incarnation? You know what? Truthfully, the people that cared about him the most were his family. Other than that, he says these friendships were all superficial.
There's rumor, there's speculation. Your body wasn't found for a few days, and it said you went to stay on the island to meet some girl. They haven't been able to find that girl yet. Is any of that true, or is that misinformation from your point of view now?
So, did you meet a girl? Yes, he met several girls on the island, but one that you were particularly interested. Yes, no, two. There were two that he was particularly interested in. And why, at that point, did you decide to stay? Did you decide to say, no, they left me? He said they left him. So they didn't ask you if you wanted to go? No, they did ask you. He says, no, they did ask. Did they say, are you coming with us? No. They said, we're leaving. And then what happened? And they left. And did you say that you were going to get a ride with someone else? No, not necessarily. Okay. And but so how did that transpire that they believed they could leave you there? They were leaving. They were just leaving. He had been drinking, but they all had.
Right.
Was there a
Lots.
party there? Was there a part? There was like a party. There was lots of people there, lots of rough housing going on. They kept getting separated, so they kept getting. So you said yes, but he was talking to girls, right? And is that why you decided to stay? No, that he says they left me.
Were there other things you were taking or just mostly drinking?
No, just drinking.
And it said you got into a fight with somebody. There was someone mentioned that. Is that true? Was there any fight or altercation that you had either with the guys that were on your boat or other guys? Or was it just general drinking roughhousing?
Did you get into a fight with those guys on the boat? So the guys he was on the boat with, I'm getting a no. Did you get into a fight? No, but listen, it was turning dark, and I'm not saying dark as in the sun going down. The mood was turning dark. Okay. Things were getting aggressive. They knew that they were going to start being targeted. They'd already had some unpleasant words with others. They thought that they could just turn up to this place, and it was okay in the beginning, but as time went on, there was a little bit of pushing and shoving going on, is what I'm getting. So were you guys being targeted? Yes, they were being targeted. And that's when the friends decided we got to get out of here quick, right? Even though he says they're not friends, they're superficial. He just corrected me. They're superficial friends. So, but they left him.
So he does he feel they were being targeted because they were hanging out with him and he's a mixed kid?
You believe that they were being targeted? No, because we were trying to talk to girls. We were talking to girls they were either interested in or girls that were their girlfriends. He didn't know these people. And
Okay.
he thought it was just a fun, time. So what happened after that? There was a big fight, okay? And then what
Between
happened? Between who? A bunch of guys. There was a big fight going on, and then what happened to you? He got knocked out.
So was he involved in a fight with more than one guy and were more than one guy teaming up on him and trying to beat him up? Or was it more people fighting like a barroom type brawl?
Was it like a barroom type? Yes, it was. There was lots of fighting going on. And then what was more than one person fighting you? Yeah, they jumped him. They were on him. And so he said, did what happened? You say he said he was knocked out.
Did he know the guys that jumped him from a previous class or were they in his group of graduating class?
No, he didn't. Did you know them? Did you know the guys that? No, he doesn't know. He didn't really know them. No.
Was there anybody else that, how many people were involved in this fight? And why didn't people try and get help for him if they just left him out to
Why didn't
pass
people?
over?
People did try to help, but were there weapons? There were weapons as well. And then what happened? They threw you in the water. What he's telling me, this is his account. Now, did anyone call the police? Not that he's aware of, because everybody was underage and they weren't supposed to be there drinking, and everybody would get in trouble. And then what happened? Nothing. They just carried on. At that point, had your friends already? Yeah, his friends had already left.
And so, how long was he there in this position? Did he recover at all, or did he just drown from being knocked out?
He couldn't recover. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't recover. And how long were you? He was there for several hours. But he was already gone at that point. And
And
how did
so,
no one see what happened to you? Oh, they saw. Oh, they saw for sure. They're just not saying anything. They're being tight-lipped. Half the people that were there were not supposed to be there.
And how is there no video evidence since everybody records everything nowadays? Or is there and it hasn't come out yet?
Is there video? There is video evidence, but I don't think they're going to find it.
So now let's look at it from a soul journey point of view because you plan for this lifetime, you plan this exit, even though we're outraged by it. Why did you enter into that contract with whoever sucker punched you, knocked you out?
It happened before in previous lifetimes. So in previous lifetimes, he's always been, kind of rivals with these souls on the earth plane. At the end of the day, right. And I tell you what, this is going to happen. He's telling me that this is going to be a long, drawn out case. This is going to be about human rights, untangling corrupt police departments, botched investigations, corrupt judges. He signed up to that. Now, I know this is very raw for people to hear, and it's hard to say these types of things, but in his soul, he says, yeah, I signed up to that because I want to be part of exposing the corruption. This is a big mess. And I feel yeah, he's telling me they don't want the federal investigators in, but federal investigators and human rights groups are going to get involved.
There were some reports about the FBI receiving intra-jurisdictional complaints, but they were very tight-lipped on what those were. So we're not sure what that is, but there is leanings towards there being a federal investigation as well. Can you tell us more about that situation between his assailants, how many there were, how many he feels like were involved in jumping him, and about past experiences in other lifetimes that he had with them? Is he on a different side of it now? Does he?
No, he's not. There were three, and lots of people were under the influence of alcohol. A lot of people. I don't think I'm asking him, are these people going to get caught? And I don't think I think it's going to take a lot to catch them. One of them, what, is very privileged. Okay. One of them is somehow related to someone. There's going to be lots of cover-ups going on. It's already happening now. They're not investigating this properly. They don't want to. And this is going to expose like racism. Were they racist towards you? They were. He says they were, but obviously when he first got there, he and his friends, he says that he wasn't being targeted because because he's black. He says the name calling came afterwards.
When he didn't have his friends to back him up, or superficial
Right.
friends.
Right. I mean, some people did try to break up the fight. They did, but it was a lost cause, and
Was there any premeditation in these three on this boat that had any contact with the other three that were involved in the altercation that led to the end of Nolan's life, or not?
was there any No, as if they lured him out there oh, no, no, I'm not getting that. But
And
these three are being so tight-lipped, they do not want to be implicated. Although his family, he's telling me, are calling for them to be implicated for leaving him out there. I feel like the family and human rights groups, they're going to start suing everybody.
is there like a Coast Guard out there that could have helped do anything with this, or is it more sequestered?
Is there a Coast Guard involved in this? No, not really. It's more just down to the local investigation at the moment. But what about like the MBI? Every state has their own Bureau of Investigation. Now they are involved, but it's all very sloppy. It's going to take a long time to get a lot of information. I've talked about phone triangulation before, and I'm saying to him, will they triangulate the phones and locate everybody that was out there? And I do feel like they're doing that. So if you don't know what phone triangulation is, it's where you can pinpoint people in a particular area because of, bouncing off different cell phone towers. They are doing that and they're combing through, but this is a long investigation ahead.
So, from his point of view now, does he have any regret, or is he still proud of the fact that his crossing will lead to greater scrutiny of situations like this in the future?
He has regret. He wish he would have never went out there that day.
But it
He
was in his
didn't.
life plan. So, how do
It
we
was.
justify the plan that he had coming down versus the regret that he has? He tells us that because I thought those emotions were stripped away when the physical body died. So, how does he still have that?
He's watching his family and yeah, he's watching his family suffer. And he doesn't want to see them suffer. These contracts are made without the full weight of understanding of how
Duress.
everybody involved is going to feel. They're devastated, obviously. And he is very sad. He feels sad about that. He does regret the pain that has been inflicted upon his family because of his death.
So, how much time does he spend with his family trying to console them? But he can't because he's not physical anymore. What percentage of his time is spent there versus with his family on the earth plane?
He's come to his mother in a dream and told her he was sorry and visiting. He is down here and visiting, but he's also up there as well.
How
He's
many
watching them suffer.
incarnations as a human?
About 250.
So, was there a point in his lifetime that he could have taken a different path, had not gone out to drink, not gone to that island, and then his life would like had another direction, or was it always in the plan to end this way?
It was always in the plan to end this way. And I'm saying, you can't keep doing this anymore. Like this, you can't. He goes, I realize that. But as souls, he's like, I don't know how to change that. And I'm saying, well, you're going to have to find a way. Again, I'm directing him as I do a lot of souls up to our CTT tapping group in the sky with George. And he is going to go up there and join them because this has to change. This tit for tat stuff that he's doing with these people or these other souls. Yeah, okay. You're going to expose the corruption. And he is proud of that fact, but it's
At what
hurting.
cost?
You're right. At what cost? Exactly. It's hurting the family in the process. And I'm saying, so which is worth more? Exposing the corruption or the fact that the lessons you're bringing to your family? And he says, well, obviously exposing the corruption is worth more. If he could do it without having to hurt them, that would be better. But this was the only way.
So, what power or ability does he now have that his physical body has been removed that he has on the spirit side? Can he see like what everyone's thinking that was involved in the event? Can he see, all of the intricacies of it? What other powers does he have about the earth plane?
Really about seeing his family's emotions and understanding them.
Could he see others, or he just chooses to see his family only, or does he
Oh
just
yeah,
so
he
stricken with grief he can't move on to other people and see what's in their brains?
he can see others, yes. And he definitely can see the future of this case. He's not that interested in those other people that were there. There's one of them that does feel really, really guilty and is on the cusp of turning himself in, but obviously doesn't want to go to jail for the rest of his life. Will this be deemed murder at first? No, I don't think this is going to be deemed as a murder at first. I think it's going to be a lot of covering up.
All right, Liz, Nolan, thank you very much for telling us your side of the story. Liz, thank you for bringing it through. And everybody who suggested that we bring this, it's clearly a much bigger case. We may come back to another time. Liz, thank you very much.
And thank you, Nolan. I'm sorry that this happened, and I'm really sorry for your family. He says,
As am
me
I.
too. He agrees. Okay, well, thank you for putting all this together for us, Mr. Reality.